Good morning, everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes to go over the wines that we're going to be serving as part of the optional wine pairing with the prefix menu on New Year's Eve. There are two menus. The first one for the people who come early in the evening, and then a second menu with an additional course for the people that come later in the evening. But the really only difference wine-wise is one additional wine for the later seating. Um, for both seatings, with the canapes, we're going to serve Drapier Carte d'Or champagne. We're actually going to pour this at the table from a 6 liter bottle, so the equivalent of 8 bottles in one. Uh, Lewis and I will do that at the table. So the tables need to be set with a white wine glass for New Year's Eve rather than a red wine glass. And we're going to need quite a few white wine glasses. We have them in dry storage. If we serve 150 people and half of them have the wine pairing, then that is five. That's a lot of white wine glasses. Um, so we'll need pretty much all the white wine glasses that we have in dry storage, uh, broken out and polished and ready for service. We're going to let you pour the wine at the table, bring the bottle to the table and pour the wine at the table. The pour will be 3 ounces for everything except the red wine. The red wine pour will be 5 ounces. Uh, well, on the first, sorry, on the first seating, earlier seating, the red wine pour will be 3 ounces. On the second seating, the red wine pour will be 5 ounces because it's going to cover two courses. So with the canapes, so before the canapes are served, we need to pour the Drapier Carte d'Or champagne from the 6 liter bottle um, at the table in the white wine glasses that the table is set with. Drapier is one of the most highly regarded champagne houses. It's Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. It is really, really excellent, very high quality champagne that people should really enjoy drinking to start off their New Year's Eve celebration. Then, after the canapes are removed and before the first course is served, which is a steelhead trout carpaccio, we will serve pour at the table. Put another glass on the table for each person, and pour the Chateau Moussard Jeune Rosé to be enjoyed with the steelhead trout carpaccio. And the Jeune Rosé, of course, it's from Lebanon. It's from a very, very revered winery in Lebanon. Um, and it's Grenache grapes, and it's dry, and medium, light to medium bodied, very floral, really superb wine. And and it'll be wonderful with the steelhead trout carpaccio. So we'll want to put the glasses on the table and pour that before the steelhead trout carpaccio is served. Then, after you remove the steelhead trout carpaccio, you'll add a glass, another white wine glass for the Domaine Baron Puy Fuissé Vieille Vigne. This is an unoaked Chardonnay from Burgundy, from Mâcon in Burgundy. Uh, Vieille Vigne means old vines. And old vines are a good thing for wine because the root system is more developed. The grapes are smaller and fewer, so you get more intense flavor. This is 100% Chardonnay, unoaked, very, very high quality wine. So before the lobster raviolo is served, we'll put another white wine glass on the table, and you will pour, or I, if you don't have time, will pour the Puy Fuissé Vieille Vigne from Domaine Barraud to be enjoyed with the lobster raviolo. When people have finished the lobster and you remove the lobster, you will add a red wine glass and pour the 2019 Chateau de l'Escour Saint-Emilion red Bordeaux, right bank Bordeaux, Saint-Emilion, 50% Cabernet Franc, 50% Merlot. 2019 is a very great vintage. And for the first seating, the pour on this wine will be 3 ounces because it's just going to go with this one course. So before the American Wagyu is served, you will put the glasses on the table and pour 3 ounces of the Chateau de Lascour, uh, and then serve the Wagyu. And then the wine is the 2019 Chateau de Lascour, Saint-Emilion, Right Bank Bordeaux, very great vintage, 6 years old, almost 7 years old now. Um, really superb wine to enjoy with the American Wagyu. And you'll pour 3 ounces of that wine to go with the Wagyu steak. After the guest has finished the Wagyu steak, you'll add another white wine glass and pour 3 ounces of the Broadbent Madeira to be enjoyed with the chocolate torte. And that's it. For the early seating, that's it. For the second seating, the later seating, there's an additional course. Well, there are two additional courses. After the, uh, let me go back to this. For the later seating, there's an additional course of Petrol Sole. And after the lobster raviolo. So after the lobster raviolo, if you clear the lobster raviolo, you'll put a white wine glass on the table for each person that's having the wine pairing and pour a glass of Domaine d'Aulnay Sancerre, 3 ounces of the Domaine d'Aulnay Sancerre. Sancerre, of course, is Sauvignon Blanc from a village in the Loire Valley called Sancerre. And it's dry, fresh, crisp, very mineral driven. The soil in Sancerre is chalk composed of decomposed oyster shells. So that really comes through in the character of the wine. It should be a perfect wine with the soul and the champagne caviar beurre blanc and the scallop mousse, everything going on in that dish. So um, we'll start over. So for the later seating, we'll start the same way with a glass of champagne with the canapes, then a glass of the Chateau Moussard Jaune Rosé with the steelhead trout carpaccio, and then a glass of the Puy Fouissé, just like in the earlier seating, with the lobster raviolo. And then the next course on the later seating is this Petrol Sole that we'll serve the Sancerre with. And then on the second seating, there are two uh, red meat courses. The next course in the second seating, the later seating, is duck confit with delicata squash, maple, foie gras, duck juice, and then there's the American Wagyu. We're going to pour 5 ounces of the Chateau de Lascour to carry over for both of those courses. So instead of 3 ounces, 5 ounces of the Chateau de Lascour, which will be the guests will enjoy with both the duck and the Wagyu. And then, of course, the chocolate torte with the Madeira. We'll have the wines. We'll have a couple of bottles of each wine on each floor for you to grab and pour. And of course, I'll help you any way I can, and Lewis will help you any way he can to make this seamless. Um, I think that pretty much sums it up. I think the big thing is we're going to go through a lot of white wine glasses that night. Uh, that's it. Let me know. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tonight, won't I? Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helps you get a head start on New Year's Eve at 4+.